Greetings, everybody. Yes, it's me again. And we're here once again to talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. So, first of all, the lighting setup, what I've tried to accomplish today is with a single source element, once again. I've tried to capture something called a Rembrandt lighting technique here, and I don't know that I quite have it down yet. I don't think the shadow is exactly how I wanted it to be on this side of my face, but that's why we experiment. We experiment and learn. But in any case, some of you might be wondering why my hair looks the way it does today. And that's because I actually did a show last night, the Glengarry Glen Ross, and my character looks something similar to this, and therefore, I worked all night, which is why I probably look as tired as I do. And yeah, I haven't had time to decompress or recompose myself before I made this video. So anyway, yeah, that's why I'm looking the way I do. That's just awful. Just awful. In any case, I've discovered some more things that I find annoying. I find that I like to use the word annoying because I watch the videos that I've created already, and I see that it comes up quite a few times. And if I didn't mention the word annoying, then I just did again, which you might find annoying. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, and it's probably going to sound stupid, but I'm going to talk a little bit today about another thing that I find annoying, which is, well, it is my work. And I don't want to kind of pinpoint it to say like, oh, it's this one thing about work. What it is about work, and this kind of all stemmed from something happening to a good friend of mine, catching a lot of flack for doing nothing other than working hard. So my gripe and my annoyance is with corporate America, and working in a corporate environment. You will see what has become known as corporate culture, and I'll describe that a little bit, because corporate culture is it's something completely learned, and a lot of workers start off not knowing anything about it, and quickly learn that it's not something that they might particularly like or doesn't fit their lifestyle. And some workers become managers, supervisors. And in corporate America, they groom you into these corporate people. So anyway, I'm looking for the nicest way to say it, and that's why I'm delaying just coming right out with it. But in any case, what happens is that in my particular place, I've been an employee for this particular corporation for over 2 decades, so there's a lot of experience, and the way management and corporate executives see the working class is completely disrespectful. And not only is it disrespectful, but I mean, they just show no regard or even give a thought for the people that are actually giving up a lot of their lives and breaking their backs, really, to earn these people money. So that's kind of something that I find annoying. And to go into that a little bit further, if you actually talk to a corporate executive or CEO or vice president, they seem like they really are interested and thankful. But a prime example is my work. Last week had a corporate team come in to establish, it was sort of a pep rally to come in and say, hey, these are our corporate values, and we appreciate all our loyal employees, and we've got these 4 values that we took right from our employees. And the week after all this thanks and rah-rah, they eliminated departments, they eliminated jobs, they eliminated the workers they had just praised the week before. So that's kind of an example of how corporate America goes. They will do whatever they have to make people work harder for the same money, and no really reward or recognition other than the fact that you should feel lucky that you have a job. Now, not all corporations are like this, but a majority of the ones that I'm aware of behave in this very similar manner. A lot of them, a lot of company men will use tactics like intimidation to make you feel like you could be on the edge of losing your job. You should be thankful that you have a job, and you better be careful because we could replace you at any moment. And then the level above would probably already be looking for a way that they could do more work without you, because all they think about is eliminating jobs, because the working man is the most expensive part of running a business, having an employee. So the fewer employees, the more profits. The more profits, the more stockholders or potential stockholders will buy their stock. The value goes up, more people buy it, and the corporate executives get rich. So that's kind of what I'm talking about with corporate culture. And it's just that sad grooming of people that were, workers at one time, that have become these corporate men, and maybe they haven't even realized it, but all in all, it's very annoying. So in any case, when you've got people that constantly micromanage, because they're so concerned about productivity that they don't take into consideration maybe everything that does happen. So many of these managers today, I don't think that they have any business administration training, and therefore they're not aware of techniques that are used today about team building, empowering employees, and finding ways to reward and recognize the efforts, without belittling somebody or intimidating them into feeling that they should be fearful for their jobs. But in any case, what happens is that some people are treated that way and some people aren't. So therefore, it becomes very confusing to a person where they stand. How come it is that some people can seemingly get away with everything, and other people can't do a single thing wrong. But anyway, that's one thing that I really find annoying. So that rant is done for today. I have another tip. That I thought of. I haven't tried this yet. I don't even know if I should call this a tip or advice, because it occurred to me after watching all those 5-hour energy commercials that there must be some use for it, because I've actually tried one and they're very disgusting. I'm not endorsing 5-hour energy on the taste value at all, but it did occur to me that what would be great is if you were ever in a romantic setting and you had some significant other with you, that maybe taking 5-hour energy just before the romantic part was about to start, maybe that would be a good thing. Anyway, just a thought for today. So I hope that you all are having a wonderful day and you have a wonderful weekend, because I will be up in North Conway performing once again. So until next time, and I may not have the same hair next time, although I may, because I could record while I'm up in North Conway. I'm rambling. Good night, everybody. See you next time.